Hello, Aquarius. Thank you for tuning in to this week's read. For the main part of the read, I'm using the Tarot Illuminati by Eric C. Dunn. I had a teacher in high school. I'm pretty sure that's how she spelled it. I know that's how she said it. Just not exactly sure if that's exactly how she spelled it. Supportive Oracle Cards, Queen of the Moon Oracle by Stacey DeMarco. Okay. Alright, shuffled. Oh, there's a bottom card pushed right out, right off the bat. Okay. Those are those. I don't think we want any more out. That's not a lot of cards, but hey, if the message is there, I guess we're gonna do what we gotta do. I shouldn't say there's not a lot. There's like 5 Oracle cards and 3 Tarot cards, but that's still enough. Whatever it is we're getting into. Now, starting off with this situation, I'm getting like a cycle or a phase. Like it's going through a situation, looking at a situation like, all right, what's the next phase going to be? I feel like that's exactly where we're starting off with. Either when you started the situation or going into it, if you're at that point where this is something you're going into, you're kind of like, all right, this is going to last for X amount of time, but it's not, like, this doesn't feel like a permanent thing. It's almost like somebody going away to college. You're like, okay, this phase will last 4 to 6 years, maybe 8. You know what I mean? It's kind of like that feeling. It's kind of like, this is what we're going to do for this amount of time. Schooling is the easiest way to go about that, but it's almost like, or like starting a pregnancy somehow, like, all right, I'll be pregnant for X amount of time, or they'll be pregnant for X amount of time, they won't be pregnant indefinitely. That type of feeling, like that's going right into it, that's how you're looking at it. Very like just on point, like this is going to last for just so long. And you're trying to prepare yourself based on those expectations. This is face down. This is funny. It's not funny, but well, I don't see anything really bad here so far. There's 2 face down cards. One of them is unexpected. Now, whatever the phase is that you think is happening, a school-related phase, a physical phase, even like, I don't know why, for some of you, and I almost cringe to say this, it's like an injury, like breaking a bone or going through some type of surgery. And like the phase you're looking at is like the healing phase. Like there's a period of time you're going to be healing, and at some point the healing will be finished. That's this. Like I feel like I don't see any chronic problems. This is not coming from a chronic, but like this is going to hit a point. The unexpected pops in. In other words, whatever you're planning for, this is face down, which tells me you're not expect. Like this is so unexpected. Like this isn't like. You can't like look at this like there might be some variables and we'll see what happens when these variables happen. It's not even like that. Literally something you didn't plan for at all. For example, like if you or your partner are pregnant, or maybe you're dealing with some type of pregnancy or something like that, maybe it's a sibling or a relative or a friend that's pregnant, the unexpected popping up is kind of like, well, I knew they were pregnant, I didn't know they were going to have triplets. Or something like that. Like there's a problem, not a problem, but then very unexpected something is here. For school, it's kind of like, well, I knew they were going to school, but I didn't think they were going to go to that school. Or I didn't think they were going to do this or that. Or I didn't think they were going to stay at home while they went to school or whatever. Something like that. Maybe I didn't think they were going to move away and live somewhere else where they went to school. Something like that. It's unexpected to you. Not unexpected to the situation maybe, but you're like, I didn't even think that was, I wasn't even thinking that, and then boom, there it is. There's a little stress with it. I feel like there's a little stress with that in the sense of like, oh, that's a factor. Okay. This card makes me laugh. And for some of you, you'll probably pick up on it right away why, especially if you see me not complain about it in another reading, but see that red balloon? If you know anything about the movie It, that red balloon makes me think about that every time I see this card. And it's a little bit kind of like, is this a fun thing or not a fun thing? Like if you're just watching the movie It, that could be fun. If you were a character in the movie It, I don't think this would be fun. Patience is coming in here, but I'm getting like a nervousness, kind of like, is this like watching a scary movie and enjoying a scary movie, or is this being in a scary movie and being really afraid? Which is this? Patience will tell. Time will tell. You need some patience. It's going to take some time to get over these unexpected changes, unexpected factors. Kind of like, oh, like again, like if somebody's pregnant and they find out they're having triplets and they weren't even thinking that, and they're like, wait, triplets? Like what? Wait, what? Like, I was expecting one child and I just wanted a healthy child, and now you're telling me I'm having 3? Like, what? It's going to take some time to adjust to the unexpected. It's literally, for you, for whoever else, it's going to take some time to really get a grasp of this. You're not going to be able to get a grasp of this right off the bat. Just give it some time to settle. And it may be some time to like make sure that everything's going to actually happen the way you think it is. An example I would like to say is like the triplet thing, right? I want to say there was an example early on in somebody's pregnancy I knew years ago where they thought they were going to have twins, and then the other twin got absorbed, and it was a normal pregnancy after that. So be careful of that. Like, let things settle. Give it some time to see how it's really going to work out. Because something that is unexpected, there's definitely an unexpected thing to it. But I'm getting, like, for example, if you think you're going to have triplets, maybe it's going to be twins instead of triplets due to something. Just be aware of it. That's all I'm saying. Just be aware of what happens. Just give it time. You got to give it time to shake out to see, like, what is actually the unexpected. What's really going to happen here. Give it some time. And I'm also getting this with the protection, because the bird here, and that's a person, but it looks more like an egg to me at the moment, but it's definitely a person in that nest. I get that. But to me, it looks like an egg right now. Like, it's got to let it germinate a little more. Let things develop a bit more before you get too far down the preparation drive. Like, you might want to get a plan together, but just be careful how far you go with that plan. Because I feel like they're saying the unexpected comes forward, but you need some time to settle. Give it some time to really take form, to really solidify before you really start planning for it. Because I feel like the unexpected first shows up, but then it has to really kind of like come together before you can really plan for it. Okay. I get like the situation is like, do what you can with it, but I feel like it seems like it's a left-right situation. It's just kind of like pace yourself with it the best you can. Plan as much as you can, but keep in mind, this whole thing, whatever you're dealing with, it seems to have a lot of unexpected turns and twists. So give it some time. Take it with a grain of salt. Go at it slowly. Definitely go at this slowly. Breathe it in slowly, adjust with how it goes. I feel like this is a day-by-day situation. As it keeps going forward, it feels like a day-by-day situation. At some point, it will stabilize. Solidify, stabilize. It'll stabilize. At some point, it will stabilize. It's going to take a while. I feel like I know I'm really feeling like it's going to take whatever situation this is, it's going to take a few months before it really stabilizes. I feel like you'll know. I feel like you'll know when it's really stabilized. It's gonna go for a little while. Like it'll be for a little while, and you'll be like, all right, I think we know where we're standing. Once it stabilizes, I feel like things are gonna be a lot better for this situation. It has to stabilize first. Things seem to come together. There's gonna be a lot more work that needs to be done, but I feel like it's gonna feel a lot better. A lot more has to be done at this point, is what I'm also getting. I know it's the 7 of Wands. To me, that's working for success. That's like overcoming these problems, but like having to actually actively fight to get across some of this, but actually successfully getting what you want, but having to go through the motions to make it happen. It's kind of like, someone's saying, you can have that spot up on the hill to make a house, so it's yours, so that's the success, but you have to make the house. That's the work that you got to put in to get that success. You know what I'm saying? It's going to happen. I feel like you're going to be working with other people to make this happen too, by the way. I don't feel like this is a sole venture, whatever it is. As it keeps going forward, it does seem to present new challenges. I'm getting like there is a lot of success to be had here. There is. But I feel like this is going to be a situation when even after it stabilizes, there's going to be a lot of stress. I feel like this is one of those things that the situation is always going to take a lot of work. It's always going to take a lot of work. As long as the work is put in, as long as the effort is put in, you will have the success. But I feel like this situation, after it stabilizes, whatever it is, as long as this phase is happening, as long as you're involved in this phase, it's going to be stressful. But there's going to be success there. It's just going to, once it stabilizes, the whole time this is in effect, like that, this thing with the masculine card here, that I'm seeing a lot of, like, from beginning to end, this whole thing's about a phase. Once it stabilizes, this whole phase is going to be stressful for you, but success is also a part of it. It reminds me of actually a friend of mine is an Aquarius, and her son is, he's going to be away for a while. It's a good thing. It's a positive thing, but I feel like she's going to be stressed the whole time. And I feel like that's kind of like, this kind of reminded me of this, actually. It's a good thing, it's a successful thing, but she's going to be stressed the whole time he's away, and I feel like that's just going to always be the case. As long as he's away, she's going to be stressed. And I feel like that's the same thing with this. It's like almost like somebody going off to college, and like you're worried about them, and you're always going to be stressed about it. Until that phase is over, you're always going to be stressed about it. That's just kind of what I'm getting. It's very successful, but they're like, just be aware of it. You might want to find ways to cope with stress that make you feel better. Just go with it. Just kind of roll with it. I feel like they're just being honest with you about this. Like, I feel like this is just like an honest reading in the sense of like, they're not going to give you like this sunshine rainbow, like, oh no, it'll be great, everything's cool. They're like, yeah, you're going to be stressed, but it's going to be okay. There's a lot of success that comes from this. Just pace yourself, do things that relieve your stress, take care of yourself, pamper yourself a little bit when necessary. You'll be fine. All right, I'm going to shut this down here. I hope this helps. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. Thank you.